I got $4.
Oh no, you want to take something back, like chips or
How about if I take the banana back?
banana back? Yeah, that's fine. Let's see that. There you go. You still got 527.
What about the apple?
Apple will make around 489.
Alright, what if I take all these 3 bags?
Yeah, that way we'll have enough. Yep.
Okay.
Has this ever happened to you? You're hungry. I mean, you're really hungry. Maybe you haven't eaten all day, or you've had a small snack since yesterday, but you don't have any food at home, and you only have a few bucks. Maybe there's a few days left until payday, or your benefit check. So you have to settle for the next best thing, your corner liquor store. The only problem is they don't have anything fresh. That's okay, because a guy like me loves junk food. Except, this is just old fast. Believe it or not, most of you tired of hot Cheetos. Instead, maybe you can get a nasty package sandwich or some chips. If you're lucky, maybe you can get an overripe and overpriced banana. That is, if you have cash and the liquor store is even open. Hey, Food Politics at SDSU. I'm Rob, one of Ron and Mabel's friends, and I'm going to be your host for the short film we made about food security in San Diego. We don't want you or your friends or anyone to be insecure about where their next meal is going to come from. We don't want you to have to go to fast food restaurant or liquor store for your next dinner. So that's why we decided to put together this short film. Instead of a presentation, we wanted to go out and meet some of the people in the community, learn about some of the programs that help our cities hungry, and post the footage online so you all can share it and learn about some of the valuable resources you may not know about that are available to you. San Diego is America's finest city, home to great restaurants. Amazing ocean views. Perfect beaches. Multi-million-dollar gated beachfront home. Luxury cars and convertibles. A fun entertainment and nightlife scene. The U.S. military, and of course sailboats and private yachts. Unfortunately though, this is not the only San Diego.
Let me say something first about the food insecurity or hunger part of this. In 2010, the Food and Agriculture Organization announced what passes for good news on the international scene. There were under 1 billion people in the world who are chronically hungry, but in recent years, those numbers have started going up again internationally, and even in the United States, the numbers of people considered food insecure are going up, so that there were 46 million Americans who got food assistance from the government last year, which seems like a lot.
My wish is for you to help a strong, sustainable movement to educate every child about food, to inspire families to cook again, and to empower people everywhere to fight obesity.
At a very basic level, this act is about doing what's right for our children. Right now, across the country, too many kids don't have access to school meals. and often the food that's being offered isn't as healthy or as nutritious as it should be. That's part of the reason why 1 in 3 children in America today are either overweight or obese. And we're seeing this problem in every part of the country, in kids from all different backgrounds and all walks of life. As a result, doctors are now starting to see conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes in children. These are things that they only used to see in adults. And this bill is about reversing that trend and giving our kids the healthy futures that they deserve.
We know that San Diego is not going through war or conflict like some other parts of the world right now. I mean, we can cross the border and find children without shoes. We know it can be a lot worse, but we also know that San Diego does have serious hunger problems as well. So what is food security? The World Health Organization defines food security as when all people at all times have access to sufficient, safe, nutritious food to maintain a healthy and active life. So what does that really mean? You may be food insecure if you are not sure where your food will come from today or tomorrow or in the near future because you do not have access to the food you like to eat because of money, transportation, or lack of supply. You are insecure about your food situation. Knowing that you will be able to provide food for yourself is being food secure. Another important aspect is food sovereignty. Food sovereignty is your right to define what you call food. As we will see later in this film, the City Heights Farmers Market and the IRC's New Roots Community Farm are big on this idea of allowing people to grow, sell, and buy items that they identify as food. Think about traveling to another country and not being familiar with any of the items served at dinner. Maybe you really don't like fish. Maybe it's horse meat. Maybe it's something else that we normally wouldn't eat in the U.S. This is the situation for many refugees in San Diego right now. Hunger is not a disease, yet a lack of access to food is killing people every single day in our country. Check out this graph. There are about 30 students in a classroom in SDSU. There are about 35,000 enrolled at SDSU right now. Imagine everyone you know and everyone else you have ever seen on campus and multiply the entire population by 5. That's about how many children are hungry in San Diego. 5 entire SDSUs. Now, if we were to consider the adults too, a report by Feeding America puts the number of food insecure people in San Diego County at nearly 460,000 people. That's about 13 times the size of SDSU. Let's look at some numbers. As of March 2011, San Diego is the 8th largest city in the nation and the 2nd largest city in California. There are over 1.37 million people in the city of San Diego itself. There are currently 735.8 people per square mile in the entire county. In the entire state, there are 239.1 people per square mile in California. But there are some scary predictions. By 2020, the population is forecast to be 1.54 million people in the city and 3.54 million people in the county. By 2050, the population is estimated to be 1.95 million people in the city and 4.38 million people in the county. But the land is not getting any bigger. In fact, agricultural land is shrinking. This means there will be more people using less resources, so if you aren't food insecure now, you may be someday. Mary Robinson, the former president of Ireland, and Al Gore, the former vice president of the United States, will both tell you how food security is directly related to the environment and why we must also address environmental issues to address food security. We are experiencing catastrophic events like the flooding and storms in New Jersey and New York last year more and more frequently. There are several factors of climate change that will affect food security. Farmers have lost their ability to plan for the right time of year to plant their crops. Droughts are becoming more severe. Heat stress is already affecting yields of maize and rice. You could directly have an impact on food security by becoming more of an environmentalist and less of a cornucopian.
Remind folks there's no contradiction between a sound environment and strong economic growth. And remind everyone who represents you at every level of government that sheltering future generations against the ravages of climate change is a prerequisite for your vote.
Don't you want to leave this world in a better place for your children and the generations to come? Let's listen to Mary Robinson talk about the environment and food security.
It makes no sense, morally, economically, or developmentally, that children are undernourished and unable to reach their full potential. If we continue to address hunger, nutrition, and climate change as separate issues, we won't solve any one, much less all three of the challenges. People are hungry and undernourished for many reasons, including lack of access to resources, the absence of rights, conflict, natural disasters, and now climate change. It's clear to me when I visit families and communities living with the daily reality of poverty that they see no divisions between climate change, nutrition, food security, and the broader issues of human development.
Let's listen to Al Gore talk about the environment and food security.
I know that in any discussion of climate and hunger, there is a natural tendency to focus on adaptation and ways to survive the hardships associated with climate change. And indeed, we must. But I also want to make certain to give appropriate due to what I regard as the most significant challenge facing humankind in this first part of the 21st century, and that is to prevent the much worse damage that can take place unless we quickly come to our senses. Aristotle once wrote that the end of a thing defines its nature. If, God forbid, we were to somehow fail to rise to this challenge, and we went off that climate cliff, what would it say about who we are as human beings? The answer is in our hands now. Are we destined to destroy the conditions that have led to our flourishing? Are we destined to condemn future generations to untold suffering? Are we destined to prove the proposition that the combination of an opposable thumb and a neocortex is just a failed experiment? I refuse to accept it. I refuse to believe it. And we have to make our stand.
Directly related to food security and the environment is food waste. Everything that you throw away means that the time, money, effort, and effects of production are all wasted. Food that is manufactured contributes to pollution. Delivering that food from the producers to the local stores and then to your house also contributes to that pollution. The packaging makes its way into the landfills and the ocean. A good tip is to analyze your garbage. When you notice a trend in what you are throwing away unused, buy less of it next time you're at the store.
There's no excuse for poverty in a state as rich as California. We can produce so much food that we have to dump it into our bays.
Who are the actors involved in the food security movement here in San Diego? There are several. We decided to talk to a few of them. Casey Anderson helped us with some information about the City Heights Farmers Market.
So basically anybody who is on WIC, SSI, or EBT can come over the course of 3 months essentially and get $60 free to spend on produce here at the market. So that's the Fresh Fund program. That program has been in place, I think, since the start of the market. We opened the City Heights Farmers Market in June of 2008, so we're coming up on 6 years now. We wanted to make sure that this market was EBT and WIC accessible from the first day. So it was actually the first market in San Diego County to accept EBT. We were also one of 5 farmers markets throughout the state of California that were initially on the pilot program to accept the WIC fruit and vegetable checks, which previously had only been allowed to be accepted at grocery stores. So now WIC participants can spend their WIC fruit and vegetable checks at this farmers market certainly, but also at many different farmers markets throughout the state. And City Heights was one of the very first pilot markets running that. The market is sponsored by the San Diego County Farm Bureau, which is a nonprofit organization. We're advocates for agriculture as an industry here in San Diego. We've been active in San Diego for 100 years, since 1914. And we basically exist to support San Diego County farmers and kind of be a voice for farmers, do what we can to keep them on the farm, keep them in work. So operating farmers markets goes along with that mission because, one, we're reaching out to the community and we're able to tell, educate people and shoppers on the importance of agriculture to our local economy and to our region, but we're also creating a new market opportunity for farmers. Any farmers, like if it's a larger grower and it's just part of their business plan to sell at a certified farmers market as well as participate in other market outlets, or if you're just getting your start as a brand new farmer, obviously getting into a farmer's market is kind of a very easy way for you to get your feet wet into the retail and marketing of produce and kind of what it takes to present your produce so that customers will come and buy it.
Veronica Loera is one of the local farmers at the City Heights Farmers Market and explained to us how the Fresh Fund program works. We have found this to be an extremely helpful program that many people in San Diego don't know about. Share this one with your friends. You may be surprised at how excited they are to hear about it. The Farmers Market is open on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and is located at Fairmont and Whitman in City Heights.
Me llamo Verónica Loera y somos granjeros locales aquí de Fallbrook. No tan locales, pero Fallbrook. Y aceptamos el EBT y el WIC. El WIC solamente les dan los cupones, estos se los dan para que paguen cada mes. Nada más es cuestión de que lo traigan, nosotros revisamos la fecha, que sí esté dentro de la fecha y nos pagan con este. Tienen que comprar 6 o 10 dólares, dependiendo lo que diga el cheque. Y nos pagan con eso como si fuera un billete. Es para fruta y verdura, ¿ok? Para el EBT lo aceptamos y nos dan, trabaja así. Pasan con la manager les dice cuánto dinero quieres de tu EBT, dicen 5 o 10 dólares, lo que ellos quieran, pueden agarrar lo que ellos quieran, y les dan unas monedas de estas. Y estas monedas son válidas por $1. Allá se las dan y vienen aquí con nosotros, y nosotros es como $1.
We decided to take a trip to the New Roots Community Farm to see how the International Rescue Committee is helping support local residents in the fight against hunger. They are given these small plots of land and allowed to grow what they want. They're paying a portion of the water bill and are allowed to take their produce home to their family and community or sell it at the farmers market. We met one of the plot farmers at the New Roots Community Farm. This is Balmy. He's a refugee from Laos.
Yours?
Yeah.
What do you grow?
I grow mint.
Mint?
Yeah, a lot of different kind of mint.
How do you get a plot here?
Just apply through the IRC. There's the ones that operate for the city, San Diego City. They are leading for many community, like Latinos, African, and some English Chinese. And many is resettlement refugee who come to this country and help them to have growing food and vegetable for their family.
So you get to take some home to your family?
Yeah.
Vegetables from here?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 kids. We have to eat something organic, not chemical growth.
Yeah.
A lot of mint, and for example, like Thai basil, a lot of many herbs that benefit for the health. We have pure water.
Water? How much does it cost per month with the water?
The cost was 80 to 90 a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And IRC help pay part of it.
They help you guys?
Yeah.
Do you guys save rainwater?
No, we collect some rainwater to reuse.
And did you get to meet Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
You met her?
She came, yeah. Everybody met her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. She's the first lady in this garden.
Oh, you met her?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We, all of us.
Here are some of the local legislative issues that are related to food security.
Senate Bill 134 by Senator Hueso, an act relating to public social services.
Senator Hueso.
Madam President, Senators, low-income veterans in California are confronting hunger on a daily basis. SB 134, the No Hunger for Heroes Act, eliminates barriers to the state's CalFresh program to ensure our veterans are receiving the basic food assistance they need.
It's going to be a very busy year at USDA. We now have this added responsibility of implementing a 932-page farm bill. This farm bill isn't just about rural America. It's about all of America. It's about providing food security for all of America. It's about providing affordable food to all of America that creates flexibility with paychecks for every person in America. It's about creating energy security. This makes America stronger and better.
Here are Gabriel and Michael to show you how easy it is to start your own garden. You can use something like dresser drawers, like these two did, to get started on a small garden or help inspire your children to eat healthier.
And then put the water. But if you put it on the plant, it will burn the plant.
The water will burn the plant?
Yes, if we put it on it.
Who taught you that?
What?
Who taught you that?
My mama did. She told me don't do that. Because it will burn the plant. Why? Why did it? Because that's what Mama said. Don't do that.
Here's Michael with some closing remarks.
He was talking to the dog, and he was going to the dog, and the dog did the man because he was eating the one because he was eating the one he was going shooting. Boom, like his woman gun, and I shoot the man with my gun, and he was telling him, "Man, are you okay?"
I hate to cut his story short, but he lost me a while ago.